Okay, I see everybody is now joining from the last session, so that's great. Thank you very much. My name is Alex Grant, and I am the founder and CCO of Travel Curious. I realize you've just had a number of sessions. This is the last one of the festival, so very happy to finish off with a quick introduction about Travel Curious. Can everybody hear me okay? I can see Sarah has just emailed me as message into the box there. So assuming perfect, everyone can hear. Well, listen, thank you very much for the opportunity with TTG to present to Travel Curious today. This is your last one of the festival, so I'm going to try and keep this very brief and try and just explain to you about our services and how we work, and hopefully how we can potentially support you and your customers as we try and get back into some normal trading conditions over the next weeks, months, and years ahead. So without further ado, I'll just jump straight into to Travel Curious about what we do. If you're not familiar about us, just trying to get familiar about Travel Curious. We are a specialist B2B provider of private tours and experiences, and we provide these as a service to the travel and hospitality industry, and we try and do it solely B2B. So that means that we focus on enabling customers like yourselves to be able to upsell these private experiences. What makes us slightly different than other providers you may have is that we actually own and operate these tours ourselves. So we have created these tours all around the world. We actually recruit and vet the guides ourselves. That's the only way that we feel that we can offer the highest quality and the excellence and compliance as well for those experiences. And we distribute these to our B2B partners in an instantly bookable fashion, which means that you can book them on free sale, which I know is very beneficial for you as you are going about doing your job. You don't have to do any back and forward. So that's kind of a quick background to us. So we currently have over 700 private tours, a small group experiences that we run around the world. And we run these with over 800 guides that we have, which are professional, fully vetted, compliant guides that we have found around the world to work with us. So when it comes to when we create these experiences, we want to make sure there's a couple of things in place to make sure it is the highest quality. First of all, we want to give you very flexible terms, especially in the age that we're in now. So we have free cancellation up until 48 hours. So you can book with the knowledge that you can cancel down the road. I'd say like maybe 95% of our tours, it's a 48% cancellation. We focus on small group and private tours. We want to keep your customers away from the crowds. We also take care of all the logistics. We take care of all the tickets. So it's a seamless experience for your customers, and it's seamless for you as well. You literally don't have to worry about anything once that tour is booked, and we can work with you on hotel pickups or bespoking it for your customers as well. As I mentioned, all of our guides are professional. We only work with hand-picked trained guides that we know have gone through licensing and certification. So they're all professional guides who are experts in their city. And we also want to make these tours interesting. We obviously run a lot of tours which are around the main museums and attractions of the world, our cultural hotspots, and we'll always have our own twist on those tours here. But we also want to bring you something a little bit different, something a bit more off the beaten track. And if I could just give you a couple of different experiences that we have that are just kind of might give you an idea. Someone just asked there, but is there a minimum and maximum number for the tours? So they're private tours, so you can book it for one person, or you can book up to 15 people as well. If you wanted to book a larger group, we can always work with you in that on an individual basis. But these are private tours that you can book just for one person or for a group. Just to give you just a couple of quick ideas of some of the tours that we do. So we have a tour in New York, which is fantastic for families or couples or whoever. And it is of Little Italy and downtown Manhattan. And and it's a food tour that goes into these amazing little food places down there, and it's run by a former NYPD detective who was born in the area. And he brings you on this walk around where he was born, and he also tells you all the mafia history of the area, all the cool crime stories of the area. He was born on the same street as Robert De Niro and Martin Scorsese. He points out where they lived, and it's a phenomenal experience for a family. And that's the sort of offering that we also want to bring to you, which isn't just the most well-known attractions. We'll of course give you a private tour of the MoMA, but we'll also do something a bit different. We also have a very cool tour in Washington D.C. where you can go on a private tour with a former CIA agent who will bring you to the Spy Museum. We have a spy and espionage tour of London as well. So just to give you an idea of some of the things that we do that are kind of off the beaten track and a bit different, and customers absolutely love it as they look for doing different things when they go to cities. And just on the theme of experiences and tours, we don't want to offer your clientele like commoditized tours that you can find in other places. We want to offer something magical. So we feel that the best way to offer that is having the best guides, wow moments, and something special and access in the tour as well. And every tour that we do, we will also involve that. Look, we're all over the world. We're in 70 plus cities. A bit more granular, here are the cities that we're currently in. This is expanding fast. We're currently looking to be in over 200 cities over the next couple of years. We also, this is just an idea of how we work in terms of matching the guides. I used to be a guide myself in Rome. I understand how important it is that the guide is matched with the customer. So once we know a bit about your customer, we'll match you with the perfect guide, whether they want a kind of a slow rhythm tour, fast rhythm, deep history, or maybe just a bit of fun for the family. And we'll match you towards the guide that has that, because we know the guides inside out. So this is how we feel that we know that we can create magic in that tour, because you want your customers to go back and feel as if the tours is one of the highlights of the holiday. So just to give you a couple of ideas how we can work with you, we have these booking widgets that you can integrate onto your sites. It can be done in about an hour's work with a developer. It's a few lines of code. We can do it all in your branding. This is just an example of one done on one of our hotel partners, the Ampersand in London. We have an agent portal, which I'm sure for most of you will be quite attractive. We can get you set up in half an hour on these portals, where basically you can log in, you can book either on a net rate, or you can just book it with a credit card, and we get commission at the end of the month. So we have super flexible ways of working with you, depending how you want to work with us, and depending on the size of your organization. Very easy to find the tours. You can drill down by attraction you want to go to, what sort of theme you want, time of day, and it's all done free sale. So instantly bookable. You can put the hotel details in and everything, and we'll take care of the rest. Some idea of some of the partners that work with us. We have partners all over the world. We work with some very luxury properties, as well as some of the largest partners in travel trade. Here's a few quotes from some of our great partners, including Preferred Hotels, TUI Amusement, and Marriott. We worked with them for a number of years, and they love our services, so we have good credibility there. We have a global team that is dotted all over the world. So we have people in the US, we have people in South America, we have people in Central Europe as well. Because we operate our own tours, we have to have a global footprint. And finally, I just want to finish off by saying, over the last year, we have become one of the global leaders in offering virtual experiences. And we feel it's not only a fantastic way to engage your customers, there are great opportunities in being able to maybe give an orientation to your customers of places they're going before they go, or even get yourself trained up in a city as well. We have guides all around the world to do these virtual experiences where they can bring you around. And if you want to sign up with us today, over the next few weeks, we're going to offer a complimentary virtual tour if anybody signs up, so you get a feel for this. And finally, because we're trying to reboot travel like we all are, we will also offer an extra 7.5% commission on top of what the commission we already give you for the summer month if you want to sign up with us over the next few weeks. So very quickly, that was kind of a background to us. I really hope we can get to chat to you over the next few weeks and work with you. This is my email to get in touch, but we will be getting in touch with you after this as well. Thank you very much.
Great. stuff. Thank you so much, Alex. That was really interesting. Thanks for your presentation.
My pleasure.
So if anyone has any questions, please do pop them in the chat function, and I'll pass those over to Alex now. But in the meantime, I've got a couple of questions for you as well, Alex, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
So in terms of sort of new product, has there been any new product that's been added during the pandemic? And can you give a couple of examples of some of the new tours that have been added?
Yeah, so we actually added a huge amount of product in the US, because that's where currently a lot of kind of the business is actually happening. And we focused on a lot of kind of outdoor excursions out to national parks, wellness experiences, and they've been booking very, very well over the last year. And the US at the moment is actually about 90% of our business right now. Yeah, and this theme is something that we want to push forward into the Europe as well. People want to go, leave the city, do things out in the wild, out in the open.
Makes sense, yeah.
And just quickly, in the UK, we added some great ones, because maybe UK could be of interest. So we have a number of hikes and walks up in the Yorkshire Dales, the Yorkshire Moors as well, which is very popular from York, where they get a day trip out to the Dales or out to the Yorks, and they can go on a private walk. Self-guided as well, where you pick them up, bring them up, tell them where to go, and they can get picked back up and come back in again. Lake District, all these places where people are looking to be outside in the fresh air.
Great stuff. And actually, on the note of UK, Sarah Watson's just asked, how many tours do you offer in the UK, and are there any COVID restrictions at the moment? Yeah,
so we probably offer, I'd say we offer probably about 80 experiences in the UK. So we'll have experiences across, we have a lot in London, obviously. And then we have like Oxford, Cambridge, Cardiff, Edinburgh, we've got a lot, Brighton, Bristol. We've added these over the last year. In terms of COVID restrictions, because we run private tours, the restrictions are a lot less than what you would expect. And obviously we have a protocols of face masks whenever we're indoors. And then our guides are very professional at going through those protocols being a tour. But most of our tours can run actually almost normal.
Okay, great stuff. And then, yeah, in terms of, what else was I going to ask you? Oh yeah, in terms of sort of private tours, are people, is it kind of the smaller end of the scale then at the moment in terms of what people are booking? Are they kind of keen to just travel, go with just their family or their partner? Or are you finding that, people are booking up to 15 people to do a tour together?
Yeah, there's absolutely been a trend of like multi-generational families probably going in a bubble. And we're getting much bigger private tour bookings than we used to get in the past. So it seems as if people are kind of still traveling in kind of that bubble idea. So absolutely, that there are slightly larger kind of private tours.
And you also mentioned that you had some self-guided options there. Are they doing quite well as well, given the circumstances?
We've only just launched the self-guided ones, kind of the York Dale ones are a good example. And we haven't quite managed to get the messaging right, because people don't understand what you're booking there. So we literally in the last month, we've kind of launched those. So maybe in a few months, I'll be able to tell you more about that. But I do believe for the UK market, the self-guiding thing will be attractive. Certainly a bit different in the US. They kind of want everything kind of done for them. But in the UK, I think people are a bit more independent.
And then in terms of sort of agent fam trips, are there any that you're kind of planning in the pipeline or for next year, perhaps? And how can agents kind of register their interest for those if you are planning any?
Yeah, so we haven't gotten any in-person ones right now. We did have kind of a one last week, which was kind of an internal one, some of our current partners in London. It was our first one in quite a while. So if the agents want to get in touch with me, we can definitely start working at these fam trips, because certainly virtual fam trips is something that we're doing already, and they're a great way to start right now. But we will have to roll out some more of these over time. Certainly some of the UK ones, I think we should certainly do.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, Alex. I'm just looking at the time, and that's about all we have time for. But thanks so much for your time today, and I'm sure agents will be in touch with you if you've got any further questions.
Pleasure. Thank you very much, and hopefully speak to you all soon.